And we're live for another Sunday night scrap chat with Scrapping Irish and whoever pops in, of course. So hopefully we'll have a few coming over from Shark Scrapper in a few minutes. Desert Scrapper, good to see you, sir. We missed you last week. We didn't see you last week. I didn't see you on Sharks, or I didn't see you. I don't think you were busy or something. So good to see you, sir. Good to see you in. Now, so JCT was first in, followed by Poosmate, followed by R. Scott, and now Desert Scrapper. So good to see you guys. So I'll give it a few minutes for a few more people to come in. But what I'll be talking about tonight is micro scrapping. So that kind of stuff. What do you take off the boards? What do you leave on the boards? What will I do? What won't I do? Got busy last week. That's okay. Hey, E-Waste Mike, good to see you, sir. E-Waste Mike was being himself in his comments on Shark Scrappers Live. Bye. I all him bye. E-Waste Mike is being himself even here. He doesn't change. But yeah, so what was I going to say there, Joe? Yeah, micro scrapping, the pros and cons of it. That's what I want to talk about, and that's why Mike said bye straight away, because we know Mike is no micro scrapper. He breaks stuff down. Let's get that right. He breaks stuff down, but he doesn't micro scrap down to the levels that I'll go to, where I will, we'd say, let me have a look here and see something. So, for instance, we've the little copper spools here. So I just pull one of them off the board, and when I'm here doing my live streams, I'll be messing around with that, and I'll be removing the copper. So just removing the copper from the spools, and in that copper I'll have a little container here, and I'll throw all the little bits of copper as I take them off, and then put them into a bigger container, and so on. So that's kind of what I'll be doing on the stuff. Now, as always, guys, please take the time to maybe hit the like if you could. I would appreciate that. Have we a few people? Yes, we have people plowing in the door there now. So welcome in, Cruiser Mac, Everyday Solars, Miss Canadian Scrapper, good to see you. Raphael Scrapper. Raphael, sorry I didn't make your live last night. I had internet troubles and only got them sorted about, I'd say, half an hour before Shark Scrapper went live, because he was texting me to see if I was going live. And I said, if I get my internet sorted out, I'll be going live. So finally, the internet came back around my time, about 6:30. So, which was about a half an hour before Shark Scrapper went live, and I managed to get my stuff set up for this live. So sometimes, and I tell you one thing, when internet goes down, you don't realize how much you miss it. No YouTube, no Netflix, no anything else I would be doing on the internet. I had internet on my phone, but again, I wouldn't have the unlimited internet on my phone, so I didn't want a big, massive bill on my phone. So I had to just conserve that for WhatsApps and stuff like that. But everything else I was without for. So Saturday, I think it was around 1 o'clock Saturday during the day, and only came back. Think now there's something I forgot to do, and I'm just after thinking of it. I never put the link out. See, that's what I mean. I was rushing trying to set this up because my internet already came back, and we have to set it up. There we go. The link is there, and pin link. Yeah, I didn't go out, Raphael. My plan was to go do some scrapping and while I was listening to you on live out in the shed, but then the internet went, and what did I end up doing? Just watching TV. That was it. That's what I ended up doing, because couldn't go on YouTube. Morel, welcome in. Good to see you. See you scrapping. Is anyone else missed? Earl came in. Anyone else there? There's a scrapper. Want to be scrapper? Yeah, I think that's everyone. Came across a few new scrappers as well on today, which is good. A few new names I hadn't come across. So there's plenty of new channels out there for us all to be checking out as well. So yeah, the pros and cons of micro scrapping. JR Cat or JRA Cat. So what are the pros and cons of micro scrapping? Again, it comes down to, as Shark was talking about there, whether hobbyist scrapper or you're a full-time scrapper. So just in the nick of time, he can come up and give his little bit of input. So as you were saying there about hobbyist scrappers and full-time scrappers, micro scrapping is something that, as far as I can see, full-time scrappers cannot do because it's not financially rewarding enough. If you spend, like I'm going to do here, taking off all these little copper coils that are on here, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 copper coils, and I'll unravel them. Where if you start taking that off, you're devaluing your board, and you're taking a lot of time. Whereas a hobbyist, I can do that, and it's adding to a stockpile of copper that I'm building up. That's the way I look at it. But I'm not going cashing it in now. I don't need the money now. So in a year's time, or 2 years' time, or 3 years' time, I might have a lot of things. The reason I'd micro scrap, it's more for creating space, taking the stuff off the boards, send my boards into shred, and that's it. That's what I do it for. But again, what's your take on the pros and cons of micro scrapping?
Well, so I think first of all, a lot of it depends on how you define micro scrapping, because a lot of people out there have, they say they're micro scrapping when maybe they're just really just scrapping. And so, what defines micro scrapping? But I generally agree with what you're saying. I don't pull a lot of stuff off of boards because it slows me down when I'm cranking through boards and servers and PC towers and stuff like that. So for me, I recover the value because it adds weight to whatever that board is that's being sold, as opposed to what I'm going to pull off. Now there are some things that are obvious that have to come off. Aluminum heat sinks coming off of the higher grade boards because they don't want to. They being people like Board Sort, they don't want to pay you for the weight of the aluminum. They want to pay for the weight of the gold that's in the board. So they want you to take the heat sinks off. That's just a part of the process that you have to go through, that some people might consider scrapping. Others might call it micro scrapping because, whenever you take something off a board, some people call that micro scrapping. Now, and the way that the big recycling companies micro scrap is they throw it all in a shredder and let the machine short it out.
What I call micro scrapping is when you pull something off the board and you break it down again. That's what I call micro scrapping. If I pull something off a board and I put it into as it is, I just call that scrapping. But if I put something off a board like I did there now, I pull in copper spools and now I'm breaking them down to a smaller component again. That's what I consider micro scrapping. I don't consider that scrapping. If I just pulled off the spools and left them as they were on the little holders and put them in, I'd call that scrapping. But once I start breaking that down again, I consider that micro scrapping. Pulling off the MLCCs, pulling off the crystal oscillators off boards, that's what I consider micro scrapping in my world.
Yeah, and that's a pretty common perspective on it. Absolutely.
If I'm just pulling off the heat sinks, no, because I'm not doing anything with the heat sinks. After I pull them off, they're just going into the aluminum or aluminium. See, I've got me saying aluminum now. Aluminium, they're going into the aluminium bins, and that's it. I'm not doing anything else with them again. So I wouldn't count that micro scrapping. That's just scrapping. Damn you, Americans!
Oh man, that was funny. One of the things that there was a comment that was made back in my live stream when we were talking about silver, and I didn't see it until it was like one of those things that it went by and it registered later on in my brain. Somebody was talking about taking the oscillators off of boards to get at the silver.
Yeah,
man, now you're talking about serious micro scrapping, because you take that oscillator off, well, it's encased in a little metal thing, and that tiny little bit of silver that's in there is inside of that metal case.
Yeah.
So now you've got to open up that metal case somehow to get, here's the micro scrapper elite. Here's the guy that knows all about
I like it. Yes, exactly. You're micro scrapping now because you're taking the copper off.
I need that screwdriver though.
I like his I like his name. Not a look at, not a micro scrapper. Yeah, but yeah, no. So some people, as I say, the likes of me, who's just doing this as a hobby, I can when I'm here talking to people, I'm just taking bits off boards, I'm breaking them down into smaller bits. But the likes of you guys who have to get stuff in and out as quick as you can and make as much money from it, and what I find as well is sometimes micro scrapping something doesn't add value to it; it actually decreases value, as you've seen on where you strip that wire down. For
Yeah.
instance, it's stripping the wire down. If you would just cash the wire in as it was, you would have made more money than the time, not even taking into account the amount of time you spent, but it's just the value of the wire went down.
Yeah,
You know,
I know. And I had to go back and check the math on that one probably 3 or 4
yeah,
times because I just couldn't believe the results.
because I was expecting. So I was thinking maybe a 20% increase. I was saying 20% probably you'd make an extra 20% on the wire, and instead of that, you lost.
Yeah, yeah,
So it just goes to show sometimes micro scrapping isn't about increasing the value. For me, it's about breaking down the boards, making more space, and that's it. Where if I leave these on the boards, do I give these to the scrapyard and he gets the value out of it because he's only going to give me shred price for the board. So I'm taking off any of the good stuff. So like them gold corner BGA stuff like that are all coming off. Where if you take them off your board, send them to board sort, you're decreasing the value of the board.
Well, and that's why it's really important to know how your yard buys stuff because it's so different. I mean, even here in the US, it's amazingly different from scrapyard to scrapyard, what they buy it, how they grade it. We always we commonly refer back to the way board sort identifies boards and things, but that's not, that's just sort of a standard that we default
Yeah.
to. But there's a lot of places that they just go high, medium, low.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they just have three categories where board sort have whatever. I don't know how many categories board sort have now, but yeah, a lot of scrapyards will just have low, medium, and high grade boards, and that's it. Where board sort these guys will have telecom boards, high grade telecom, low grade telecom, network boards. Probably they pay you differently for your boards off your hard drives, stuff like that.
yeah, yep.
Where most scrapyards just have three categories and that's it. And over here in Ireland, we don't even have a category in the scrapyards for boards. It's just shred. Just go straight into shred. I'm sure they separate it at some stage before and probably sell it on to someone else. But in most of the scrapyards that I deal with, it's just shred. So that's why I just take everything off it.
There was a comment made in my live stream about the yards that they offer one price. We were talking about aluminium, aluminium, and they said, the one yard, the yard just takes it all for one price, and then they separate it so they can make more money.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I do is I have a separate price for mixed boards. So if somebody just wants to bring me a box full of boards, and I'm going to have to separate that, that's a different price because I have to put my labor into separating the boards.
Yeah.
If they bring me 3 bins with 3 separate categories of boards, I pay them according to the category of each bin.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that a reputable scrapyard would give you the choice in how you want to do it so that you can make a conscious decision. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have time to separate this stuff. Here, just give me what you can. Versus, I'm going to take the time to separate this and I want to be paid accordingly.
Yeah, well, I rang up one of my scrapyards and I said to them, oh, what's the price on aluminium at the moment? And she goes to give me the price, whatever it was at the time, to whatever it is, kg, whatever it was at the time. This is a long time ago. And I said, okay, but I said, what's the price for cast and what's the price for extruded? Oh, no, we just pay one price. And I said, well, why do you pay one price? Because I've all mine sorted out into the categories for you. So you don't have to sort them out. It's all done. Oh, yeah, well, you say that, but if you come down and it's not sorted out then and we've agreed a price, what happens then? There's an argument at the scales, there's this, there's that. So it's simpler if we just have one price. And I said, but you're going to have to pay someone now to separate this, and that's just the way they work. They just pay one price and that's it for all the aluminium stuff that I bring down to them. Now, again, they're not awfully hard on little bits of stuff still left to some of the aluminium. So because they're only paying one price, you can get away with some stuff still left on the aluminium. You don't have to have it clean, but because obviously someone's going to be sorting it out or doing something with it later. So that's the reason. Here, I just want to say hi to a few people first that come in. So Roadhog came in, Paul Frost came in. I think I said hi to Miss Canadian Scrapper, Wannabe Scrapper, Earl Fowler, Pooh's Mate, Granny and the Bear Scrappers. Did I miss anyone else? I think I got everyone else to come in. Raphael Scrapper. So I think I got everyone else. If I missed you, put your name back in the chat and we'll say hi to you again. Okay. So there we go. But yeah, I think the scrapyards that do that are doing a disservice to the good scrappers out there. They're not giving us the right value on stuff, and because we go to the trouble of sorting it and stuff like that and making sure that everything is done and it's clean or whatever. But then if you go to the scrapyard and they're just giving you a low ball price, you just go, well, what's the point anymore? Just pull it off, throw it in, and what I have done with it.
Well, and I think there's also a certain amount of understanding that the yards have for, I want to call it, polluted content. If I'm bringing in a bunch of cast aluminum, here's a good one. When I bring in a whole bunch of aluminum heat sinks, they're paying me extruded aluminum for the heat sinks. Well, every once in a while, I'll miss the fact that there's still a screw stuck in one of them or, something like that. They don't care about that because, they know that you can't be perfect. There's always going to be that odd screw or bit that gets left over in that. And I think as they get to know you, they also get to know, are you the kind of person that usually has good, clean scrap that they can trust you when you bring in a big bin full of something? As opposed to the person that's always trying to get away with something. Like Mike.
I think Mike was about to say something. I was waiting to see what he was going to say.
Remember that copper spool I threw? And I went over there and looked for it. I couldn't find it.
Yes.
I just walked out in the garage. It's hanging right there on that. Where is it? It's right here.
Make them big so we can see.
Yeah, I'm going to make them big. Hold on.
That's funny.
I don't know where the screwdriver went. I walked out there and I seen something up above my head. I was like, what the hell was that?
I used to do that sort of, but my yard pays 42 cents for low grade. What's Earl on about there? Some they don't make me remove screws or anything, so that it is a good thing for. Yeah, so that's Shark was saying there. Sometimes you can get away with the odd screw left in if you're fairly thing. If you're a Roadhog, I did say hi to you. I don't know, did you hear me? But hi anyhow. Nice Earl.
Wannabe said he's got to get back inside. It's too cold.
We're cold here, but it's lovely and dry. So it's sun was shining today, but it was there's some nice big transformer.
Yeah, that looks like that's an aluminum casing that it's in too, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's one of those grow light power supply finger kebabs.
Oh, so you're scrapping marijuana farms?
Mind your own business.
Scrapping his own marijuana farm.
It's probably aluminum anyway, Chinesium, whatever you call it.
Hey, Mike, what's the temperature there today?
Right now it is 48 degrees with a winter storm warning.
Oh, joy.
For tomorrow.
How long does before you get your spring temperatures coming in, Mike, over there? When do you kick off with the warmer temperatures coming?
Around August. We can't complain. We've had a pretty easy winter. Yeah, we've had a couple little bouts, but nothing major. We just had an ice storm last week, and I actually have a friend
Hey, Red Light, thanks for subbing to me. I appreciate you taking the time to sub. Hope all is well out there. I think you're in India, I think you said. We
Wow.
have the king of micro scrappers in the basement.
Oh, listen, no. I'm a metal artist.
Here we go again.
Oh, we're back to being an artiste this week.
It actually says it there.
Oh, look at that, metal artist.
Chinese.
He's back to being. He's gone from being a scrapper, and he's back now again to being a metal artist.
So that, I was listening to that guy, and he was on about. Shark was on about all reasons for people taking stuff apart. He never mentioned once about people who take things apart for metal artistry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Ian.
That was very remiss of you, the Shark Scrapper.
Yeah, that is another reason for people taking stuff apart. We'd say, like Brutus, for instance, if he takes stuff apart, it's to make stuff out of it again. So as I do, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
that's a very good point, and I do apologize for missing that. I owe you and Sullers an apology for failing to do that. And because there's a lot of people that'll take the copper and they'll melt it down and use it to make copper things out of it. So my sincere apologies, sir.
Like Watchcall would say, scrap it, Ralph. Ralph Morrick, he will scrap stuff to get material to cast stuff.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that was the wrong kind of YouTube forum. I thought I should maybe. It's all talking about scrapping. I thought maybe I should move over to the metal artistry forum.
Tell me this: well, seeing you're here, you obviously haven't done anything with the flux capacitor. Because see, if you'd worked out how to work that flux capacitor, you'd be able to go forward and back in time now. You see, so if you're here, you've actually done that.
I'm not picking it up. Go on, I will.
Go on, pick up the flux capacitor.
You know what it makes me go ready face. This thing it does. Coming to a screen near you soon.
Someday,
soon. Actually,
someday in the future, or maybe in the past, if you
back into the future. Oh, ow! It's landed on my foot. Tonight's video will explain all. Should you want to watch it, I'm not forcing you to. 45 minutes of people's lives. I know it's a lot, but if you want to invest into a metal artistry's life, 45 minutes. What's 45 minutes? You can spend that queuing up at McDonald's.
I was watching your video of how to upset your wife and walk forward through. I'm surprised you're still alive.
I caught her at a time when she never actually looked out the window.
Oh my God! I said he's here. He's at it again. And then, of course, the neighbour has to skip across the road, and who's stuck in the middle of it?
Me.
Every time Ian's wife starts to go to the window, he grabs the flux capacitor, goes back in time so he can distract her away from the window so she can't see what's out there.
What I laugh about is you're looking out the window and she'll see two legs hanging over the skip. And she goes, there he is again. And
she actually said, what do you find so interesting in those skip? No, this way, I really got out of it. I really got out of it because, to explain, this housing estate was built by a couple of brothers. They requisitioned, is that the word? Requisitioned a brickyard to build a specific brick for this housing estate. It's probably about 300 houses, right? But once they built that brick, that was it. It was a bespoke brick just for this housing estate. You can't get a brick to match this by going to a brickyard and saying, "Yeah, can I have one of these bricks, please?" Like, I've never seen anything like that. So anyway, across the road, they've knocked part of a wall down. They're making an extension. So they've knocked the outside wall down. And I'm like, whoa, there's chances here for me getting half a dozen, 24, dozen, 2, 20, 36. A lot of bricks for future in case I need to do anything.
I was going to say, I had to laugh about your little thing you shared on Facebook today about the guy that put a bit of timber in his shed in 1982 in case he needed it for anything, and he finally got to use it today.
Awesome. You know,
Ian, what do you think is going to happen that you're going to need the bricks for? Is somebody going to run into your house, or you're going to have a wall fall down, or?
Right. To answer that question is the guy previous to me who owned this house. Now that we are going back 35, 36 years, right? And he had a kitchen extractor fan in the kitchen. Obviously, you want no point having a kitchen extractor fan in your bedroom, is there, or the living room? Yeah, in the kitchen.
Maybe bathroom.
He was an electrician. He picked this up from a factory. So we got this, you know, you switched this on, your hair went that way, you know. So I did away with that and I blocked it up on the inside. But on the outside, we still have, and I'm big grill on the outside of the wall. It annoys the wife something rotten. It has done for the last 30 odd years. And I keep saying, as soon as I get some bricks that'll match, I'll take it out and I'll brick it up. Now I have some.
All right.
Now, I fetched them home yesterday. And it's like, are you doing that job today? I'm like, it's forecast -2. I'm not going to be doing cementing or pointing up or mortaring in -2 weather. No. I suppose the bricks are going to be out in Gurney for next year then. Hey, who's that with the mask on?
That's Cruiser Mac. So it is, but he's got his sound turned off, so we can't hear him.
He's doing copper granules, by the way. It's very good for your lungs.
You obviously didn't hear Shark's safety tip about when you're messing with grinders and stuff to put on your dust mask.
Oh, well, I'm a bugger for that, to be honest. I use an angle grinder for everything. But I think, well, I'm 64. I've only got like 10 years left. So what's matter? What does it matter? You know? Yeah.
Hey, if you've only 10 years left, who's going to clear that shed?
It's not going to take 10 years for clear. It's only a green screen, this, by the way.
Ian, did you not start clearing that shed for your now? I cannot talk. As you see, my last video was a total mess, but I did clear a path. I've got to my bench, but you have been on about getting rid of stuff for the last how many weeks? So what have you got rid of this week besides fire extinguishers?
Nothing apart from fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
I've got rid of nothing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a scrap gods, and I haven't even shed blood. You know, it's like we're gonna grind.
Now you did it.
It's like we're going to grind you down, Matthews. We're going to grind you down. You know.
You know, Ian, you say things like that. You tempt the gods to take entire digits.
Yeah. When you said you haven't shed any blood, so they'll just take your hand. So they'll just take your hand. But But no, it's like that's I said I let my shed get overran altogether, and mine's only a small shed, so I had to do something with it. So I had to clean it up last week, and luckily enough, I did get it cleared up. So tomorrow I'm going to get in there and break down some more stuff, and I want to try and get all that wire that I've outside the shed now done and stripped and get that out of the way before the weather does improve for the summer. I can start doing my silver and gold recovery again.
God, you had to mention summer. You had to mention summer, didn't you? So my missus is like, I can see you brought all this lot home, and you know when you went tidy the back, you know, and it all needs painting and decorating. I'm like, it's February. It's still the middle of winter. You know, daffodils haven't even sprouted. Look, give me a chance. As soon as it's nice weather, I will stop doing my metal artistry, and I will. I'll do all the gardening and everything. It's like, you know, like ice is on the floor, and it's like, can you plant some bulbs? No, I won't.
Wait a minute, Ian. This isn't gardening like that picture you sent me 6 months ago, is it?
Well, you know, that was a warm day.
I never want to see. I had to wash my eyes out in bleach afterwards. There's a question there by Red Light 123. He wants to know who uses board sort. Well, two guys on the panel there use board sort, Shark Scrapper and
To be honest, they only use board sort because there's nobody else. To be honest,
that's not true. I got a lot of buyers.
Have you got any over here? I know where there's a shed full.
Why would I have a buyer in England?
Because you've gone international.
I don't use board sort. They use me.
No, but I get a really good deal selling RAM to some guy in Ireland.
I was waiting to see how long it would take for one of you to bring that up.
Well, hell, I'll tell you, he took it from me for free. Well, to be honest, he did bring me a nice bottle of Irish whiskey.
Have you consumed all that whiskey? I bet you have.
Of course.
I might use board sort. I think most guys in America, especially on maybe east coast of America, I think use board sort. A lot of people will use board sort on the east coast of America. I'm not sure about the west coast because of the distance, but or Central America where there's a few more scrappers I see use them. But there is other companies who do the same thing as board sort, as far as I know, in America. I think there's another company in California does it or something. I was looking up.
It'll take over. It'll take over here sooner or later.
Well, like
there's a company in Atlanta that I'm talking with about selling some stuff to. We're negotiating prices and stuff. They would be a little better because they're closer, so I wouldn't have to spend as much on shipping. They're just not as competitive with pricing as board sort is. So, and then I have one of my local yards that I can sell my low grade stuff to because I don't have to pay shipping at all. I just, throw it in the truck, and I mean, technically there's a cost involved because I have to drive 30 miles, but for boards that are less than $1 a pound, it's a good way to sell those so I don't have to pay for the shipping.
Cash for computer scrap. I don't know if there's anyone use that one, but if you haven't seen Sharks live, I think it was 2 weeks ago or maybe 3 weeks ago now, I can't remember. He was talking to Chris Boardsort on his live. So Red, if you want to check that out, Shark has interviewed Chris from Boardsort, and I also done an interview with Chris from Boardsort a good few years ago now. I think it's 2, maybe 3 years ago. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 3 years ago. It was definitely before COVID. So it's definitely over 3 years ago. So you can get more information there, and Chris will talk. You can see what sort of stuff he buys, and again, his website gives all your information. Anyhow, just go on to pictures there and everything.
You guys are more into e-waste than I am. I did a TV the other day. It was the That's all I'm interested in, the tin. I got the tin, but I picked up this couple of strips of things.
Yeah. Yep. Finger strip boards.
Are they worth anything?
Ian, are you trying to annoy me? If there's gold on them, they're worth something to me.
Oh, look, yeah, I was going to say, Mike probably has a few of those.
Yeah, look at all the ones Mike has.
Yeah, but his were rather smaller than mine. No, I'm not bragging. Mine were bigger. But,
I can see Pooh Smith now putting her eyes up to the sky going, here they go, but mine is bigger than yours.
Oh, God.
Hey, Peter Kane, did anyone spot the irony in Ian's last video? Scouse Jed's dirty hands and the scrapyard selling, where's it here? Selling gloves at two quid a pair. Yeah, Ian and Scouse Jed will not pay 2 quid for a pair of gloves. Will you stop?
2 quid? 2 whole squids for a pair of gloves? That's like a squid each hand. I'm like, you're having a giraffe. Ellie, honestly, I can buy them for 87 pence. You know, but I think Jed's hands are now so leathery, you know, so like a cow's hide. He doesn't need gloves.
Yeah, it's just like his hands are immune to anything penetrating that skin now. Yeah, I've seen that too.
I tell you what a character Scouse Jed is. I wish I could tell you some of the jokes he tells me, but you know, some are a little bit, you know, near the knuckle.
Yeah, we could end up being banned on YouTube for them, I'd say.
But it's becoming because the way I do, I go on a Friday afternoon, and the yard closes at 4 o'clock. I get there around about 3:15, 3:30. I do that so they don't inspect me goods so much. You know, it's like, get it in, we're finishing. But it becomes, because it's a bit relaxed, it's more of a social meet. So I meet Scouse Jed, I meet Joe and the other Joe. It's a bit relaxed, and we all have a chit and a chat, you know.
Red is saying there, I need to get on here with you guys. Are you always live on Sundays? Yes, we are always live on Sundays as best we can, unless something comes up. In a couple of weeks' time, I won't be live. I won't be live on Easter Sunday week. That Sunday, because I won't be here. I'll be gone somewhere. So I won't be live that Sunday. But every other Sunday, usually I'm live. And Shark is live before me. So Shark is on at Eastern time, 2 p.m., isn't it? Eastern?
2 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm on at 3 p.m. Eastern. So for you guys in America land. So yes, Red, you're more than welcome to join in with us anytime you want. As I say, we talk every sort of bit of rubbish about scrap. We just let people know what we're doing at the moment in our scrap adventures. I'm not saying pulling them things off is what you should be doing on the boards, but it's what I'm doing. So, and that's all that counts for me.
So, I didn't notice until I found it accidentally, but Everyday Dirt. See, was promoting. I've seen a few guys over there. He does AC compressors on a industrial level. Anyone watch them videos?
No, I haven't seen that. I'll have to check that out.
Everyday Dirt, I think it's called.
Okay.
And he's doing the big AC, the vertical compressors, but all the tidgy things we get, the ones that need yay big. And he's got a series of 4 videos how he's done it, and he's set up an operation, which is it's very neat indeed. Yeah, see you scrappings commenting, love those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, but now when you retire, like Ian, see, the one thing I find is working full time, I don't get to scrap as much as I want to. I don't go out in the shed as much as I want to, because when I come home from work, by the time I eat and whatever, next thing I find myself sitting down in front of the TV and doing things. So I'm thinking, if I was retired, in a couple of years, like would you be in a couple of years' time, I'd be more tempted to be scrapping more. And you're saying you're going to be the opposite. You're going to forget about scrapping and just be more into getting your lathe machine out and doing stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, most of my scrap comes through work. So once I finish work, it'll gradually die off. Those count. You know, I was how do I put this? Somebody commented on my video this day. Where do you find your scrap? I'm like, but scrapper. I'm not a street scrapper like Shark is or Shark was. But you put your name out there long enough, people will come to you and say, I've got this, I want to get rid of it. People don't want to go to the recycle centre themselves. They should just phone you up and say, come and pick this up off me.
Yeah, but again, a lot of people haven't got a big thing for taking the stuff away, and they don't want to shove it into their nice car, where us scrappers will throw anything into a car. We don't respect our cars, to be honest. You look at, I have a BMW, and I just throw anything into the back of it. You look at Everyday Solars, her BMW, throw everything into the back of it like it was an old van. Same with you, Ian, drop the seats, everything into the back of it, where some people go, oh, I just ring him up. He'll take away that old PC. I won't have to put it into the back of my car. He'll come and take it for me.
Yeah, a car's a tool, isn't it? Well, to me it is. It is to me, you know. So hopefully I see a couple of years' time when I finish work that the scrap will die down. I know that might be the end of my channel. I'm sorry to say, but you know, there still might be 4 years worth of Ian Empsey in his shed.
4 years.
Well, that's working at it every hour, every day.
Yes, but yeah, no, but again, it's will you refuse stuff? Like, that's the thing. If someone says to you, Ian, I've got this, you're not going to say no, because essentially they're giving you free money.
No, I'm not going to say no. I do say no. I do get people say to me, "Oh, I've got a tumble dryer. Do you want to come and pick it up? Where do you live?" And it's the other side of town. And it's like, no. What do you mean, no? I said it's worth £4. For me to drive to your house and go home will cost me £3. I'll make £1. It's no, I'm not.
Yeah, but see, I'd be thinking, if I go there, I might get something else. That's what goes on in my head. And then, you know, you don't get something else, or sometimes you might get something. You go, when you're there, you might see something. You go, what are you doing with that? Oh, I'm getting rid of that as well. Okay, give me that as well.
Yeah, no. It's, you know, yes. I mean, the other day, totally out of the blue, Ian, can you go to this supplier on your way to work and pick up a bag full of stuff that's been finished? You know, and I did. I got the first thing I did, I went have a look in the skip. You might have seen it. I picked up some stainless steel bits. Side of the skip is 2 welders. I went and saw the supervisor. I said, what are you doing with them? He said, do you want them? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Can you give me a hand for me? Yeah, okay. Right. And that was just out the blue, you know, and he's like, yes. It comes where it comes, doesn't it, scrap?
Yeah, it does come where it comes. If I had more space, I definitely would be looking to pick up more scrap myself. Again, I just try and pick up just e-waste scrap. That's what I kind of stick to. Now, when I got that wire, all that copper wire, I was going to say no to that. So that was another thing. But any of the big stuff, I can't really take it because I just don't have the room for it. So I say no to it. You know. Shark, have you ever said no to scrap?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Why? Why?
Pardon me?
Why? And what
well, so I'll get a call from somebody and they'll have, a flat screen to pick up. And I have, unlike Mike, I can't sell the flat screens as shred. And there just isn't enough there for me to just go drive, 10, 20 miles to pick up a flat screen. Now, if it's a client and I'm picking up a bunch of PCs and a bunch of other stuff, I'll take the flat screen in order to maintain the relationship with the client and help them get rid of stuff. But I don't have a place that I can recycle or sell that flat screen at. So, I pull the board off of the back, and then the rest of it's going in the trash. So for me, there's just no money there, and it's kind of a waste of time. So that's one example. And then there's some things I've had to turn down simply because, they're like this guy had a refrigerator that they're a company that cleans up after fires and floods. And so he said he had a fridge. I show up, the fridge was taped shut from the fire department after the fire.
Tape shut.
Yeah, and I was like, nope, I'm not even touching it, man. I'm not going anywhere near that. It's not happening.
That's not because I'm picking up a fridge freezer. I have to pay to get the gas out of it. So that's another thing. Yeah, you're not going to pick something up if it's going to cost you money to do something with it. You're only going to pick something up if you can make money out of it. Patrick Williams, welcome in.
That's a whole thing. Did you pick things up just to make money out of it? Well, as a metal artist, I kind of look at something and I think, can I make something out of that before I pick it up? You know what I mean?
Patrick says there no one in Ireland takes e-waste boards. I'll take them, Patrick, but I won't give you anything for them.
Oh, I can vouch for that. I can absolutely vouch for it. He will take anything that's looking gold and not give you anything for it.
I will definitely take stuff for boards off people, but I won't give them anything for them. I said the only time I've ever paid for anything was that thing I done on eBay, and that was more for a YouTube thing than actual anything else. And I don't pay for scrap. I won't pay for stuff because it's a hobby. So if someone says to me, I've got a couple of computers, what will you give me for them? I'll give you nothing for them. And then they go, but you're going to be making money out of it. Yeah, but I'm going to spend my time doing it, and I mightn't make money, and I might make money out of it. But I said, I'm not going to pay for something that I there we go. See that? Look at gold. But yeah, I don't pay for anything, and the only reason I done the thing on eBay was more for a YouTube thing than anything else, and that was it. But I don't. If someone says to me, "Oh, I've got 10 computers, what will you give me for them?" I'll say, "I'll give you nothing." And if they don't want to give them to me, they can keep them. I don't care. They're not going to get anything for them themselves. So there you go. They're just taking up space in their shed. So.
Well, I was at the scrapyard last week, and just prior to talking to Scouse Jed, I got talking to another guy called Joe. And they've got the regular rounds, these guys, and he called to this guy, and the guy said, I can't give you the discs today. Brake discs. But yeah. I'll tell you what, I said, what I'm before. I have never, ever in my life changed a brake disc. I've never had to pay a garage to change a brake disc. You go to the scrapyard, you see people throwing brake discs in for money. And you guys, they're at the side of the road all the time. Why? Why are people... Anyway, by the by. So he goes to this guy and he says, he's picking his discs up every week, forever. And the guy says, no, he says, I've been looking on YouTube. He says, I can get £2 each for these. Now, as he says this, Scouse Jed, who's at the side of me, says, bollocks! He says, not £2 in them. And even I know there's not £2 in them. And he went, no, he said, I'm not. I'll tell you what, keep them. Just keep them. He said, I'll call next week, and when you've not got rid of them, I'll take them off you then. Because people see scrap, but they think it's worth a fortune.
But it's not that they see scrap and think it's worth a fortune. It's when you go looking for it, they think it's worth a fortune. Because they think, why does Ian Matthews want this? Is he going to make money on me? And they're thinking, hold on. Yeah,
it's like my boss. My boss thought Ian's taking these fire extinguishers. There wasn't a fault. worth a fortune. He's not going to do that for nothing. Well, he's right. I will do it for nothing. Well, I'll do it for a tiny amount because I don't watch TV. I don't read. I do like to read, but on holiday. And I don't follow sport. So I'm not sitting watching a 90-minute football match every other night. And it's like, I'm in here. And I'm taking things apart. And I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I enjoy doing it when I find something different, a.k.a.
Faster.
And it's just like, yeah, I've got something new. How do I take this apart? You know?
Yeah, and what's in it? What can I find in here that's different?
So I'm going to throw that at Shark Scrapper, actually. Right. So from being touring the streets and picking up stuff and being a hobbyist and enjoying taking things apart and seeing something new that you've never taken apart before, how do you go about it? How do you find that now, being a business and bringing something in? Are you more prepared to look at that and go, oh, that's 50 screws in it. That's too much time to take apart, throw it in shred.
So if I think it's going to make an interesting YouTube video and people will get some enjoyment and entertainment out of it, then I will go ahead and get it and scrap it. But if it's just going to be taking 50 screws out and there's not, and I don't think there's going to be anything to it, or if I know there's not going to be anything to it because I've already done it before, then yeah, it's just going to go in shred. Did that answer the question?
It does. I mean, I stripped one of those welding sets that I got. A solid aluminium cord transformer. I spoke to the scrapyard and they said, sell it to me as a transformer. We actually have people that buy transformers off us. So rather than split it up and get like literally 2 pounds worth of aluminium out of it, he'll take it as a transformer off me. No.
Yeah, so you're not going to go to the trouble of breaking that down if you can sell it as a transformer as it is.
Yeah, so that's where I'm start becoming more
Selective.
Time, ROI, return of investment. I'm looking at that and thinking, yeah, I've got it. I can break it down. I can get £2 for that and some quid. But it's like, if I don't touch it, I can sell it as it is and get a return for it.
Yeah, I can sell transformers as copper bearing motors, assuming that they're copper windings. So I very rarely will break down a transformer anymore because, I pull it out of something, I check for copper versus aluminum, and then it either goes into copper bearing motors or breakage. As opposed to Cruiser. But Cruiser does this as a hobby. So it's a very different set of calculus for Cruiser.
Yeah. See there, like Cruiser will break down all his transformers like that.
Somebody showed blood. Where was that blood?
The scrap gods have been paid.
I like how it's heart shaped. But if you want to see real pain, I don't know if you can see this or not. There we go.
Hold on.
Real pain right over there.
Real pain is a blood blister.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did it get caught between?
A cut, it's happened, it's gone, your body starts healing. A blood blister, the throb.
Would you not like just a hot needle and just puncture it and let it out?
Oh, I got to do this with a straight face, hang on. But how many of you know about the throbbing in your hand? You know what I mean?
Matthew.
Get away with that. Who's mate? Solace? Anyone?
Keep it to
I'm
yourself.
on about the blood. I'm on about the blood blister.
Yeah.
But yeah, cleaning up the little bits of aluminium now. That's why I'm pulling the little bits of steel out of the aluminium just for making it a bit cleaner. But sometimes the scrapyard won't even pull me on it, but I still do it.
Solace says she always uses a sterile needle. I tend to get anything just sharp and stick it in, whatever it's been. You know?
Yeah. Hey,
So-
JCT, welcome in again.
There was something else that I turned away that I wouldn't pick up there, Irish. It was from the cell phone tower company, and they had the steel arms that were used to hold these huge antennas. And they had used a couple of them to build a rack in the shed, the space that was next to mine. So that when they moved out, they left this rack behind. So the property manager comes over to me one day and he says, "Hey, Shark, man, you want that steel? You can have it." Well, this thing is like 20 feet long, huge heavy gauge steel frames,
Huge.
one on either side. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to kill myself trying to take this thing down. I've got no way to brace it, no way to lower it. Once I unbolt it from the concrete bolt, that thing is going to come crashing down. God knows what it's going to do to your deck. I said, yeah, I'm not touching that one, man. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
Oh, I'd have been at that with a cordless angle round at the top, no problem.
Yeah, no, and Ian had been standing on the ledge right above where he was cutting.
I could tell you a tale about that actually, but no, I won't.
Well, I plan on never picking up any of them big printers again because I've scrapped that last one. Nearly broke me scrapping it out. It was for what was in it, a couple of lousy boards, and that was it. Tons of plastic, bit of wire, that was it. So I said I'm going to try and avoid them like the plague.
Disappointed with you, Scrapping Irish. What you got out of that was experience.
Oh,
valuable experience.
I got experience never to take one of them again. But now, this comes down to again, if someone offers one of them to me, I'm still thinking in my own head, do I turn this down, or is this the one that's going to have all these lovely gold chips on the board? Is this the one? It's always that with a scrapper. Is this the one?
So, and this is where it makes a big difference where you're located, right? So while I cannot take in the small desktop printers because they're mostly plastic, something big like that, my yard will take the body as shred. So I can open up the back panel, take the boards off, maybe pull a few motors, and then the rest of it I can sell as shred. So I'm perfectly comfortable taking those things because it's a pretty quick scrap for me and then sell it. But if your yard won't buy the body as shred, then it's too much plastic.
Hey, hello, Ralph.
What's up,
Ralph? As someone maybe can tell from the markings on my forehead.
Oh, make him bigger.
You got a VR rash.
I'm getting VR rash. Yeah.
Jesus.
Hence the title thingy I changed there. I've been in this virtual reality stuff for the better part of the day.
I was saying, I was looking at you first. You look very tired.
I am somewhat. My eyes are like all.
Yeah. So how's the new PC going? It must be going great for you.
Oh yeah. New PC is awesome. You can't really tell, but this thing came with all kinds of RGB light settings, which I didn't know it had. I did know about this. This is the screen on the CPU
Ralph,
cooler.
Ralph, can we have a close up on the stickers?
Oh, these are actually magnets. These are not stickers.
Oh, it's just that I can't see mine. That's all.
No, yours is not on here because it's.
Oh well, of course.
Because yours is not a magnet. You see, these are all like little neodymium magnets. Yours is on my sticker boards, which I have yet to hang up. I got some,
you can show me under your bed or underneath the bin. I'd be happy. You know
That's something I wouldn't like to see you under my bed.
No.
Oh my God! Imagine waking up and seeing Ralph. Hello.
I'd be happy.
There's a couple of women who actually had that
misfortune.
Yeah,
I know that
misfortune. That's
experience.
the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Oh, stop.
So yeah.
So, Mark, have you finished doing whatever you're doing? You can take
Just taking a break there. Don't want to be rude, not say anything.
Sorry, Mark. Have you actually taken your mask off? I can't tell.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so what about you lot? 4 foot deep of snow outside. It's not a bad day today.
Oh, yeah, fine.
Everly, Eve, Miss Canadian Scrapper, puts the camera outside, blowing a blizzard. I might take dog for a walk.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
That's normal to them.
Yeah, they're used to it. It's just us over here. We're going to get a cold spell next week, isn't it, Ian? The beast from the east are on about again, coming in from the UK and Ireland, coming in giving us
it was
a cold snap. We have to shut down the country for a week.
Let's see how cold are we going to get?
I heard it was going to be minus. So I've just bought some plants. I spent £4.99 on some plants. Right,
oh my God.
for the garden. And it's like it's gonna be minus. I got all this bubble wrap. It's like I'm gonna cover my plants in bubble wrap so I don't waste £4.99.
Yeah, not sure that'll do it, but
Bruce Napier said it was minus 44 last week.
Jesus.
So we might get down to 49 a week from today.
No, that's not minus. That's plus 49 for any of you guys.
Yeah, 49 Fahrenheit.
yeah. Bruce lives in Manitoba. That's one of the coldest parts of Canada.
Oh, that's where my mate Vince lives, isn't it, in Manitoba?
Yeah,
in Bagot Corner.
I think he's farther north than Bruce too.
He actually, for me, he actually went outside with a boiling pan of water.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Nope, too cold.
Press Factor, welcome in.
Actually, Ian, have you ever watched The King of Obsolete? He has a YouTube channel.
I think I've seen some of his work. Yeah.
Yeah, he lives up way up in northern Manitoba there.
Well,
sorry.
I hate the cold, so I don't know how people can live in them temperatures for whatever length of time of year. Oh, I just hate it.
There we go. What's better, being cold or being hot?
I prefer to be hot.
Yeah, it's a good question because
well, you know what the answer
If
is?
it's too hot, it's also annoying.
Yeah, and if it's cold, there's no bugs. So
that is true.
Yeah, well, that's another advantage. Yeah, you don't have to deal with the
you don't have
bugs.
to worry about mosquitoes at minus 40.
No, or bacteria for that matter.
Yeah, you see Bruce's comment there. I think that was last year. It was colder in Winnipeg than it was on the surface of Mars.
On the planet Mars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, did you see Ian doing his little bit of star work on his video last night? Or whatever. Lying on his back, pointing the camera.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty cool.
Listen, I got bollocked by an astronomer in my comments. Right? He's like, that's not the space shuttle.
No, that was a space telescope. I think that was the Hubble.
That's the Hubble telescope.
Yeah.
Telescope. I went, yeah, okay. Sometimes I, say things that
embellish.
are wrong. You never said. You said Saturn, and it was actually Jupiter. And he went, "Oh, yeah, you're right." I said, "Yeah."
Hey, Ron. Welcome in, Ron. Good to see you, sir.
Hey,
Hello, Ron.
how's it going?
To be honest, when you're filming live, you've no script in your head.
Yeah.
You come out with fucking all sorts, don't you? You know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, plus, you also lose track sometimes of what you're saying. Because I know with me scrapping or whatever, I'll be scrapping something and talking about. Next thing, something else will just pop into my head, and I just stop for a second, and I forget. Oh, I'm recording here. I can't be thinking about anything else. I have to go back to what I was doing. I just think of something. Did I collect that yet, or did I do? And then
Well, I absolutely love looking at the stars. You know, it's a pity over the years here it's got very light pollution.
Yes.
You know, 40 years ago, you'd lie on your back and you see the Milky Way, but not now. These days, it's a shame.
Well, it's going to get better because back in the day, all lights used to just show light out and up. You know, your street lights, but now they have to show light down only. You know, so that should make things a bit better.
Well, it's going to get better because the councils won't afford electricity, so they'll be turning all the lights off. Then I can go out, lie on my back in the garden with my binoculars and look, not at the neighbour's house, but I mean,
I was going to say, point the binoculars up the way only. Eve.
Yeah, the neighbors probably wouldn't be crazy about that.
Yeah. That's a different kind of moon.
Yeah.
I remember as a young
different
officer,
heavenly bodies.
We were in the Indian Ocean, and we were the only ship out there at the time. Just in the middle of the Indian Ocean, absolutely no lights anywhere. I was able to see Halley's Comet with the naked eye. It was just amazing the things that we could see at night when you're out there like that. Just absolutely amazing.
I'm sorry. I like your video, Ian. Why are you embarrassed to say Wigan?
Yeah, why? What's up with that?
That's because I come from a town called Lee. And in the 1970s, when I was a young lad, they reorganised the boundaries and we became Wigan. And all Wigan did was to take everything from Lee. They took the library, they took the swimming baths, they took fucking everything. We hate big Wigan. We hate Wigan. It's like my dad said to me, there weren't such thing as a Wiganer until a Lather, that's someone from Lee, a Lather went out with a pig and they got a Wiganer, you know? No, don't like Wigan. No one in Lee likes Wigan. Have you heard of the War of the Roses? Lancashire is Yorkshire. Yeah. I mean, that was 300 years ago and we still hate the bastards. And we won. And we won. And we still hate them. You know? This is like something like that. I'm from Lee. I'm not from Wigan. I hate Wigan. If there was on fire, I wouldn't piss on them. Right? To put them out.
So I think Ian is saying he doesn't like people from Wigan. I
think that's the long and short of it.
I think that's the thing here. I think he's come across fairly okay on that one.
I think I put it right.
Yeah.
We don't like Wigan. We don't like Wigan. Wait, no, it's wrong.
Good thing you failed that Yorkshire test too, then.
Oh yeah, fortunately.
Fortunately.
I could have actually cheated that because I know how a Yorkshireman thinks. You know, so it's like, which would you buy, this or this, which is the cheapest?
Yeah, well, that's why I said, how did you manage to pass that? Because sure to God, your answer would have been the cheapest for everything as well.
No, I didn't pass it. I failed. I could have passed it. It's like, how many times would you use a tea bag? You know, once, twice, 10 times. It's like easy. I could have chosen 10 times. I'd have been a Yorkshireman. You know what I mean?
Did you tell the truth when you were doing it? Because surely you used the tea bag more than once.
Let's say I was close to being a Yorkshireman, but definitely northern.
Yeah, they had you pegged. You said you're up north, but you're not from Yorkshire.
Yeah, well, I took it as well for the crack. I took the thing just to see, and they said I was from up north, and I wasn't even from. I'm not even in the UK. So
the thing is, Yorkshiremen, Englishmen will fight each other, right? Okay, put Yorkshiremen and Englishmen together, and we'd fight the rest of the world.
You give it a go anyhow.
Well, yeah, it's.
I'm waiting for Ian to figure out how to scrap the YouTube bell.
Bell.
So Ralph, anyhow,
Yes.
your PC, how is it going for you? Is it?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I've only got it up and running like Monday basically, and on Tuesday I got a legit Windows license key, which finally worked. I bought one, didn't work. I complained at the shop where I got it, and they gave me another one for free, so that's good. And now I have a legit Windows 10 finally.
Right.
And then I couldn't find anything because I'm so used to Windows 7. So I got most of the things sorted now.
So
the
when you're in your virtual world with your goggles on, are you actually stood up? Are you actually stood up and sat down?
Yeah. I'm standing and doing all kinds of stuff and just moving around and doing the controllers.
Have you got
pressing all the buttons?
Have you actually got the perimeter fence?
Yes.
So you don't back into. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Anyhow, there's a question there by Ron asking what them flexible hoses that come with the new kitchen taps you buy or under your sinks, and there's like a flexible hose and they have a nut and they have a thing. So I cut off the nuts on them and the other ends because they're brass, and the flexible hose just goes into my waste bin essentially.
Yeah.
All I do is cut the nuts off.
Oh, you're terrible. That flexible hose is stainless steel, so you just run an angle grinder up it and you take the tube out of it. So I goes in the stainless steel.
Or some strong pair of snips.
Oh, I know. Well, see, that's something new. I did not know the inflexible hoses had stainless steel inside them.
Yeah,
So,
if it looks metal,
not inside of them, outside of them.
Yeah, it's that braid on the outside.
Over here, it's not. Oh, over here, it's like a nylon stuff that's on the flexible hose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a flexible stainless steel outer covering.
Yeah. So it's a different type of hose we have over here. So I'll bring one of them in the next day and I'll show you the hose I'm on about. It's definitely not stainless steel on the outside.
Oh, so anyway, so why you mentioned that? Okay, so I'm in the skip across the road, as you know.
Yeah.
Literally,
the day after, it's absolutely full. I go over, have a mosey. Now, I know they're taking a conservatory down at the back, so I go over and I say, "Can I have the window handles?" He's going to take it down. A couple of kilograms of aluminium. He said, "Yeah, come across tomorrow." So I went across the day after. Go over, I'm a bit too late. They've already taken the conservatory down and it's already in the skip. They're like, okay. He says, I come across, I've got my screwdriver, hammer. I was like, go for these handles. He said, my labourer said he was keeping them. He saves aluminium. At this point, it's like, why don't you learn to keep your mouth shut, Ian? They're like, well, if you collect aluminium, why have you left all the inserts of the frames in the skip? And he's like, what do you mean? And I picked one up, the roof frame. It's got an aluminium tube going all the way through it. He said, I thought that was steel. I said, at that point, I'm kicking myself. Going, how do I get out of this now? Like, no, I said, it's aluminium. He said, really? He has a look. Starts taking all the aluminium frames out of the scrape. I'm like, oh, Ian, you're fucking no bed.
Too much information.
Yeah, never sure it. Well, you're going to say, okay, fair enough. So anyway, he's a part-time scrapper.
Same as you then.
Yeah.
Not as experienced as
all right. A less knowledgeable scrapper. A less experienced scrapper. So he's got them, and there's 2 screws at the end and a rivet. So he just cuts the end off. But he don't cut the end off like that. He cuts the end off like that. and then throws them to one side. And I'm like, okay, I'll come back when it's dark. So
He must be watching your channel. You have to tell me
Yeah.
to subscribe to your channel to learn all the little tricks.
Exactly.
yeah, so I wait till he finished. I'll pack up. I go across, and he's cut all the ends off about that length. I can't show you. I've took him to a secret location,
Oh,
and it's an hour or two to get there. So you know, the show will be over before I get
I
back.
can vouch for that. It's an hour or two to get there.
yes.
So like I go back and I'm like, of course it's each end, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 10, so I've got 20 ends. So I got something out of it,
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm looking in the skip. I see all these bricks that they've took down from the conservatory. I'm thinking, they look like, geez, I don't know about the construction technique in the Americas. Hang on.
Oh boy.
I'm back. Right. Okay. In the UK, right, we have a double layer of bricks with a cavity in between. You got that? You got a layer of bricks and a layer of bricks and a cavity in between.
Yes.
Tie the bricks together. They put something like this in between.
Stainless steel.
Yes, stainless steel. I spotted them. Eyes like a shithouse rat. I mean, it's like, whoa, there's stainless steel then.
Well,
So
all
I'm
ties
taking it bricks with my hammer.
Yeah.
And I'm knocking off and I'm knocking off all the stainless steel ties.
Yeah. Hey, they all add up. It's
every little bit helps.
It's always, if you can get enough of anything, you'll make money out of it. It's just to get enough of them. Hey, Park Nest, welcome in.
Park Nest.
But yeah, it's all certain stuff I won't take because I don't take shred if I can avoid it because it's just I don't want to be going to the scrapyard every week with just a small bit of shred. I have a half an hour drive or an hour drive to the scrapyard. The half an hour drive will cost me. I won't make any money on it because the price to pay in that one is absolutely rubbish. And the hour one is, do I want to spend an hour driving down with a bit of shred every week? No. So I try and avoid shred if I can.
So what happens if somebody gives you a washing machine that's got electric motor in, it's got the cast alley, it's got the wire, it's got the...
Well, you see, I swap my stuff with pop scrap. So he takes the shred and he gives me boards. So that works out grand for me because he doesn't do anything with e-waste. And he picks up from charity shops and places like that some of the stuff they have to get rid of. And if someone leaves a DVD player into a charity shop, the charity shop cannot sell the DVD player because they cannot guarantee that when someone plugs that in, that they won't get electrocuted by it. So they don't sell them anymore. So they have to go to scrap. So again, they're not going to refuse the DVD player because they don't want to offend anyone that's giving stuff to charities. Because they think, well, if I refuse this off this guy, the next time they have something that we could sell in the charity shop, they're not going to give it to us. So they take the stuff.
Like a win-win, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, was talking to a guy. He was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm putting fire extinguishers in my car." I said, "I've turned he's a scrap man. He said, "I've turned loads of them down, bit like Cruiser Mac." So I've turned loads of them down. He said, "I don't want anything to do with them." He said, "I can tell you a company a mile away from me. You can have as many as you want." I said, "Tell me.
Bring it."
And he's thinking like, actually something that you think, as Cruiser Max commented, something that you think is worthless, really, turns out to be quite profitable if you get enough of them,
Yeah. Money in it.
Yeah, that picture I posted, that guy's got 30 of those tubs of those things.
Yeah, if you're making something and you're only getting £4 from it, but if you can get 1,000 of them, that's 4,000. So if you can get 1,000 washing machines or dryers that you're only making £4 out of, all of a sudden that £4 is 4,000 quid you're making. So
Yeah, but 1,000 washing machines is quite a bit of work. So
yeah, but
I tell you, 1,000 fire extinguishers is hard to hide behind the
I'll be
bin.
back in a minute, guys. I just have to do
Yeah.
something. Back in a minute.
Okay.
all
I
right.
can't keep taking my bins to the front of the road. You know, the missus will get suspicious.
Yeah, the problem with that guy's extinguishers too, they're all the chemical ones too. So
Oh yeah.
that white powder.
Well, even better. Oh, the powder ones are messy.
Yeah.
Doable, but messy. I prefer the water and or the foam.
I just take the powder ones. We have manhole covers that only have like 2 small holes in them for probably putting the hooks in, and I just put one of the nozzles in the little hole, stand on the other hole, and just go.
Well,
No
when I
problem.
say shh, I don't mean the noise it makes when it goes down the manhole. I mean,
And apparently it's good for washing your car, so it washes out the sewer.
I'm not sure about the chemical ones.
it's actually ammonium diphosphate. It's actually a food additive, but it's also a fertilizer. More of an acidic fertilizer, so it makes certain types of planted trees love it, grass love it. Certain other things don't love it, like all the weeds and nettles right around our factory. And the fox didn't like it. It came out white.
Oh. What did the fox say?
What the fox? He went, what the fox?
So I had a pickup actually yesterday. Let me show you. I got one of them over here. And this was the one that was full. Oh, I'm scratching my coffee table here.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
There
should
we
have
go.
scratched something else.
A big plastic tote, and they are stackable. I got 10 of these at someone that I used to go to for work. And it's full of cables and stuff.
Hello, Raphael.
Here, Lowdy James. Cheers.
Hello,
Hey,
Raphael.
Raphael.
What you getting that pickup?
I got 10 of these big plastic crates or totes or what you call them, and they're all stackable. And I think there's some type of universal size because the totes that I already had actually stack on top of these. So that's for easy storage. I can get rid of all kinds of weird boxes that I had. And they actually filled this. They used to have a web shop, these people, and it's all filled with like, I don't know, little bundles of cables and stuff. So there's a lot of snipping involved. There's going to be, I mean, so all still new cables. So just snipping off the plugs and tossing in with insulated copper wire.
You're the type of guy that would fall in a pile of muck and come out smelling of roses.
Hello, Raphael.
Yeah, sometimes.
Cheers,
Well,
Mark.
hello there, Raphael.
And
Cheers,
Ian,
Ralph.
I was going to say, Ian is the type of guy that'll be on fire and fall into a pile of fire extinguishers.
That have all been discharged. They have nothing left.
they're all cleaned out.
So he ends up with a lot of bumps and bruises. Yeah.
Well, funnily enough,
By the way, Raphael, I want to say hi to Raphael. Welcome to the stream, Raphael.
Cheers, Irish.
Gentlemen.
I was talking, Scouse Jed, and he said,
Cracking, mate.
Scouse Jed
Matt,
on Friday,
Ian,
and he's saying to me,
Raphael.
funny enough, I came across 10 fire extinguishers. Normally, I wouldn't even have touched them. I've seen your video, I've struck them. Easy money. And I'm like, it is,
You were down to a fine art now.
Sometimes you look at something and you think, that isn't worth anything. But, well, there's money in anything, isn't there? You're going to take a crystal oscillator off a board.
Come on, Ian, you're right. Money is everywhere. It's all about
that
bending
like,
over to reach them, right?
Cruiser Mac, that looks like a Jura. I think I couldn't read the bottle.
Highland Park.
Very nice.
Oh, it's a proper whiskey. Proper single malt.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I had a Johnny Walker, 12-year-old.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's just that blended shit.
Okay.
Last week you were chatting with Paddy in the shed. This week you have Mr. Walker in the shed.
Yeah, the Walkers came over.
Actually, today we're going to be Ballymore.
Oh, Ballymore, nice. Yeah.
Ballymore.
That seems like Lidl brand. Actually, that seems it's very similar color and label.
I don't know. It was free.
Margot or something, yeah.
Someone contacted me and they wanted something doing, and I have enough contacts to get it done. Cruiser might understand this. A prototype part, one-off. You go to an engineering company, and it's like, as Joe Public, can you make one of these? You go on YouTube, there are loads of engineering companies that specialize in prototyping one-offs. You contact them. They're not interested in a one-off. Anyway, he contacted me. I do a lot of engineering sourcing, so I managed to get one made, and that took several weeks. To go to a CNC machine shop and said, can you make just, for example, can you make just one of these, please? And give them the drawing, It's like, yeah, I can make that. And they just keep put it to one side and put it to one side. And eventually you have to say, do you want any more work off me? And they get it done. Everyone knows it's a pain in the arse prototype work, but you never know. That one prototype work might lead to an order of 1,000 or so.
Question for you. Ian, question on the screen for you. Question on the screen.
Did you test that single phase welder? No, not yet. I haven't. Not yet.
Come on, Ian. It's going to get dumped and wet and broken before you get to testing it.
I've heard that they were sent to a repair shop that sent it back as.
You said that thing about the 3-phase one.
Yeah, both of them.
You're mixing up the stories.
No, both of them. Not worth repairing. Now, I'm a little bit. Okay, what do you mean not worth repairing? Maybe it still welds, but it doesn't do all the fancy functions, as pulse welding, stitch welding.
Are you able to test it out?
Eventually.
Eventually,
I can bring it in the shed. It's still outside at the moment.
Okay, Ian, just scrap it. Just scrap it and forget about it.
Here's a question I want to ask, and I meant to ask this at the start of the thing. This is really for Ian and Shark, because they're the only two on this panel that this has been happening to.
Oh,
you're becoming quite recognized as being guys to send stuff to check out, and you're getting your freebies, and like Shark done the screwdriver set the last day, the battery powered screwdriver set, and Ian had his stuff. So do you get people sending you all the time, or is it just like do you just pick and choose what you sign up to now?
I was so jealous when Sharky got that screwdriver.
That screw was quite cool. Very, very similar to what I had. And I use it all the time, to be honest, especially with the smaller stuff like laptops, hard drives, and that thing. It is really awesome. It's totally different brand, but I believe this is the same manufacturer, just different name on the printed on the.
I went on to the link that Shark left. I said, you know what, I like that. I'm going to buy one of them, and I'm going to buy it now, and I'm going to let Sharky get a few whatever percentage out of it, and then they go, do not ship to Ireland. I go, damn you, I said. Damn you.
Irish, check out if they ship to Denmark.
Yeah.
Why? So you can have it, is it?
Hey, Irish, I have a question.
You know what? I already got one, so I may ship it to you then.
Irish, I have a question for our expert panel.
What?
So, need to go to
there's
the
a
big
scrapper
screen
is
here,
in.
buddy.
Yeah, hold on. I'm
We
making
got the
my
full
way
panel.
over.
Uh-oh.
So this is the typical winding you get out of a transformer. It's got that varnish on it.
Yep.
Number 2,
It's
no
lacquer.
problem. But I got those 3 big transformers. They have this. It's like
Oh.
fiberglass
Kind of
resin.
close,
Remember, Ian,
Ian,
you
right?
had that welder. You had something similar in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I take this in. I just don't know if I'm going to get number 2 for it. But this stuff is. I tried boiling it and everything. It seems impervious to anything.
What? Impervious to your wood fire?
I didn't try burning it. No.
But then you get burnt copper, and then you're gonna have to
Yeah.
sit there and sand all the copper nice and shiny.
The worst
Anyway,
case like this, they
burn,
give me
burn,
number
burn,
1
burn.
insulated,
Touch
but because it's
something.
quite thick. But I just don't know if they'll give me number 2
Where is it?
for it.
Where is it? There we go. There's
Mine,
some.
that's the thing.
Oh,
Golden pins.
very nice.
Hey, Cruiser, can I see that again?
Golden pins.
So, like I say, it's nice thick copper, but
Yeah.
but it's like say it's like a fiberglass resin, the coating.
So
All right.
I took in something similar to that, and my yard gave me number 2. But it wasn't a whole bin or bucket of just that. It was mixed in with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah,
and
I
I
think
asked him, I said, hey, do you want me to separate this as insulated or number 2? And he said, just leave it in with the number 2.
Yeah, I think I'm going to
So-
keep it separate because when I did one coil as an experiment. And,
It is some kind of insulation what was used in 70s and 80s.
Yeah, that's what this is from, the 70s. So.
Mm.
Anyway,
So-
I
And
didn't
this
get
is
my,
kind
I
of-
said, hold on, shut up, Lottie. I shouldn't get my answer from Shark Scrapper on. Does he always get people sending them stuff saying,
Oh,
will you
sorry.
review this, or won't you review this? I never got my answer from there yet. So,
I have not gotten a lot of those. I have turned down a few, either because they didn't seem appropriate for what we do. It wasn't a good fit. It would be like, okay, who cares? And then I turned another one down because it just looked like a piece of crap. So I said, don't even waste your time. I'm not going to play with it.
Yeah, but when you get these devices, you tell them that you're going to be just like, say, look, I'm going to be honest, if this is rubbish and it doesn't do it, I'm just going to say this doesn't do what it's meant to do. Or you have to not be as critical when you're reviewing them.
No, well, so that's part of my calculus anyway. With the Kaiweeds people, when they first reached out to me, I said, look, I'm going to do an honest review. Good, bad, uglies. I don't play games with this. So, do you still want me to do this? And can you show me other people that have done other reviews of your products? So they put me in touch with some other YouTubers who had tested some of their electronic test equipment. And I reached out to a couple of them, and they said, no, these guys want you to do a straight up review. They don't play games. They don't edit your material. They don't tell you what to say. It's just whatever you come up with is what you come up with. So
that was another question I was going to say. Do they want to see the video before you publish it?
These people did not. So in fact, they saw it the same time everybody else saw it. So yeah, but there are companies out there that they, it's like, no, this is what we want you to say. Like,
then I say, this is what I want you to pay.
Yeah, like,
I'm waiting for DeWalt to phone me, but it hasn't happened yet.
So Shark, I mean, I've done a couple of reviews. My first one was, I'm going to do an honest review. They was happy at that, but they said, if it's anything negative, speak to us first. But the product did what it said, and I couldn't fault it. The second one, for a number of reasons, I was very late in doing it. When I finally did it, and I said, I put the video up and said, great, thanks very much. I said, there's a few people interested. I said, we're not really interested in how many sales we get from it. We're interested to see in a real life application whether it worked or not.
Yeah.
And then
actually very missing part of most of the producer of the stuff in this world. they did not know how the end up product looked like.
Yeah, so they ended up.
They haven't any input for that information.
So they said something like, they commented and said something like, yours is a very, obviously it's different culture. Yours is a very human way of reviewing. I thought, well, that's a dig at me, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, but as well, no matter what kind of brand we talk about, each and every brand got their, strong sides and weak sides, right? Even we talk about, for example, DeWalt. I use all my tools. I use DeWalt. I love them, but they also got minuses. Come on.
It's true.
As far as using more and a daily basis, you can easily point it out if you just design it and it's look awesome at the computer, not visualization, but how we call that thingy when they test it out virtually.
Modeling or simulation.
Yeah, simulation.
I don't see myself becoming a professional
reviewer.
No.
But I think I was going to say I find it good that people are recognizing that you have got an audience that they think, well, hold on, these guys have an audience that might be interested in this product, which I find is interesting that they've contacted you and you again, I was just wondering how do you filter them out? And I'm sure there's other stuff that people say, like as Shark said, oh, will you do a review on this product? And Shark goes, well, no, because the people that watch my videos aren't going to be using this product, so it's of no benefit to me and no benefit to the viewers, Or do you just sell your soul and just
sell your soul?
But come on, Irish, look at the group of the peoples in here. We are, even though we are united, we got me in the yellow team. Shark is in kind of yellow team. Ralph is in Makita because he got it for free. Mike is on Ryobi. Mark is on the red team. Come on. So, yeah, see, Ian is mixed up as well. And he also got some, what was that brand from Aldi?
Oh, yeah. Crap. I can't remember.
Is that grinder still alive?
It is, and it does a fantastic job. I'll be honest. For what I pay for it, and as everybody keeps commenting on my channel, went to my local Aldi, picked it up for £3.43. Rub it in, you bastards. You know what I mean?
But yeah, as we talk about the tools, there is huge fight between those, who use what brand. I don't understand why.
I don't get it. Just use what you like. Done.
Yeah.
As far as work, it's good, right?
Exactly.
Well, this week now, Aldi in Ireland have the cordless grinders back, and they're 40 quid. And I'm here. Will I get one now, or will I wait? Because wait and see it come down in price.
Just wait.
Because they have them back for 40 quid, the cordless grinders. And I said, Ian will know if it's any good because he's been using it.
Personally, I mean, I prefer.
Before we go any further, I want to see what's inside that Mike is taking apart.
Okay, I'm gonna prove I'm not divided to one.
I think it's a UPS. They're judging me all the little batteries that he had there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna prove I'm not divided to one brand. So, pom.
Milwaukee and DeWalt.
To be honest, I like this one more. It's got cool feature when you push the button, boom, it's open. This bugger, you got to pray it out.
Listen, Raphael, I've got to be honest.
But this one is slightly bigger.
Once you've gone black, you'll never go back.
Oh, God.
Black & Decker.
Right? Decker, yeah.
No, it's Aldi.
Oh, it's Aldi, okay. At some point I thought about buying the set of tools from Lidl, those power fix. I've seen plenty peeps using them. I see plenty tests, and they are kind of decent tools for the price what they're selling for.
Oh, see you scrapping. Oh, sorry, gents. Listen, right. See you scrapping. Okay, a scrapper never wants. He waits. So I tell you what. Only a day or so ago. And Raphael will know, about 2 years ago, I broke the window on my shed. It's got gaffer tape all over it and whatever.
Mm.
So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I need to fix that. And I'm thinking, instead of having a solid plane of glass, I think I'm going to put 2 sheets of Perspex on and make a sliding window. I can open the window, get the air compressor, and blow all this shit out the window. Brilliant idea. Where'd you get 2 pieces? Where'd you get 2 pieces of Perspex from?
Hornbach.
Yeah.
No, you go to the local tip. Anyway, so I go to the local tip to get rid of a load of fire extinguisher bottoms, hoses, plastic, everything. I pull up. I tell you what, I met the most awkward, cantankerous, obstropolous tip person you'll ever meet. Now, I've got my brown bin full and I put it in the car. I open it and he looks inside. He says, "What have you got in here?" I'm like, "It's all plastic." He pulled one piece of rubber out that length. And he went, "That can't go in your plastic." I've got a full bin full and he's got one piece that length. And he can't go in plastic. I said, "All right." Anyway, he buggered off. I tipped it all into plastic. At the side of the bin were 2 4-foot sheets of acrylic sheet. I'm like, "Oh, they're going in car." So I come back and he's still hovering around because they don't like you taking anything. Once it's been disposed of, it's theirs. I'm like,
Yeah, same here.
So he come back, and I come back, and I've got this big piece of cardboard. So where does this go, mate? He went, "All the way up there to end." I said, "Are you going that way?" "Go on then." And he takes the cardboard up. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, right, what's he gone? Straight it back at car. So it was winner. Never won. He just looked about.
You know what I did once? I went to the recycling center, and there was like pile of microwaves and fridge and all that stuff. So I parked my car so they didn't see as what I unloading. I just went out and cut all the cords from their machines, and one guy somehow catch me or spotted as I doing. Anyway, he come to me. "Hey, you cannot do it." "Oh, really? Okay, let it be." Anyway, he began to take out all those wires what I cut away, and there was like 2 or 3 left in the car floor. So I said, "No, that was here before." So at least I got like 2 or 3 of them.
Awesome.
Same fight, right?
Well, there's nothing wrong with, I don't even know, the Irish will know the term. There's nothing wrong with blagging.
Yes.
Blagging.
Come on, sometimes when you look at those skips, what's standing on the recycling center, especially on the, let's say, ceramic thingy, when you got like flower pots or some dishes, whatever. Come on, some of that stuff look really nice and awesome. And some peeps, when they need, for example, nice flower pots, what's the problem if they take one little things out of the skip and just take it home and reuse it, right?
Well, you see, again, it's once it goes into the skip, it becomes council property or whatever. So be like Ian. Put on your yellow jacket.
Destroy it anyway. So
pretend you work there, and then pretend when take it out of people's cars and go, "Oh yeah, well," until it actually lands in the skip, it's not. It belongs to whoever has it in their hand. So
I do it all the time. I put my yellow coat on. I go
for both of them.
And I go, "I'll take that off you, pal." And they go, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll take that microwave of you." "Oh, thank you." I go down there.
Yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, well,
for example, if I see someone got some crap on the trolley, okay, I'm gonna take it from you if you don't mind. Okay, take it. Anyway, they're gonna throw it into the container. So come on. There's no difference for them, right? For those good stuff like ceramics and all that thingy, I will, if I work there, I will be happy if people want to take it and reuse it. Anyway, it's going to be destroyed and just bury it in the pile of dirt.
No, but not quite in the UK, Raphael, because the big local scrapyard, Maxiled, they pay. They buy the contract of the local
municipality
to take all the scrap waste from the recycling centre. So they're actually paying to take that away. So they're very anti people taking it before they get it, you know.
Yeah,
but as you say,
money off them.
Before it goes into the skip,
yeah,
it's yours if you want it.
It's a grey area. It's a grey area.
We had an interesting case in two places that I've lived here in the States where people were charged with theft from either a transfer station or a waste facility. And, you know, these folks were saying, but it's a perfectly good bicycle. All I did was take a bicycle that was going to end up in the landfill and use it for something. Now, this wasn't a recycling business. They took it from the trash transfer station. Well, what the case boiled down to was the government, whether it was a county or state, city, whatever, they didn't want to establish the precedent that it was okay to take things out of the place, because then they were afraid that they would have hordes of people rifling through the trash and getting hurt and suing the county because they got hurt on county property because they were rifling through the trash. So they have a zero tolerance policy. They charge you no matter what if you're stealing stuff out of the trash. And it's all because in that case, here in the United States, you know, I could do something that's 100% wrong, makes no sense at all, and I'm sure I can sue somebody and get my money back for it.
Yeah. That's the.
No, yeah, that's different.
If you put a sign up,
but as well, we got like one little spot at the recycling center when you can just drop the stuff what can be still used, like whatever, clothes, things like I don't know, tools, whatever. There is one spot, but at the end of the day, they end up in the second-hand shop and all that stuff.
Yeah. Our local skips recycling centres work by, you've got a company that will bid for the scrap, and you have a company that will bid for recyclables, and they have outlets and they do auctions. So anyone takes a Hoover in, it won't go in the scrap, it'll go in their section, and they have auctions, and you know, they might even get £1 for it.
Yeah, just pallet of Hoovers, and then pay whatever instead of just going to landfill, right?
Yeah, but people pay for it, like you say, as the Scrapping Irish says. I go in my Ivy's jacket and I'm walking up and I go, I'll help you with that, pal. And they give you because they think you work for them, and I just take it down and throw it back in my car. Now, fortunately, I know most of the lads at the tip. They know the crack, but they also know the rules, which is unless it's gone in, it's not yours.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at Christmas, I've also taken them a load of beer, you know, and said, hey, lads, thanks very much. Thank you for helping me. So it's that way, you know. Never say
you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Is still alive in the world.
If you need to turn a blind eye, you need to turn a blind eye. You know, just don't push your luck.
Yeah, don't be too hard on it, right?
Yeah, don't be too greedy.
Yeah, I mean, there is.
Don't do it Irish way.
Well, there is such thing as, you know, professional courtesy with each other and things like that. I mean, one of my scrapyards is happy to sell things or give things to me because I'm doing so much business with them, and you know, it's you know, we're to each other's mutual benefit. Then there's another scrapyard that, you know, they're like, no, we don't sell anything except to, you know, we sell stuff by the ton. You want to buy a ton of something, you know, that's fine. So
yeah.
Hey, wannabe
scrapper.
It's like when I'm reading on Friday, I've been getting something that the scrapyard wants. They said they'll buy them off me. But to be honest, as I've weighed it, I've thrown it on top of the iron. So they weighed it in as iron, £200 a ton, and I've got a certain amount of money from it. As soon as I've weighed it in, they've taken it off. Now, I get these regularly. They always want them. On Friday, I weighed it, took it off and weighed it separately. And I'm like, what are you doing? He went, well, if he's buying this off you separately, he'll give you a different price. I said, no, just put it on with the iron, lean in the scrap. The difference is negligible to me, you know. And it was like, they're happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. And there's nobody feeling grumpy. Grumpy always gets left out, you know, for not being.
You know, Ian, come on. I'm really good at making contacts at the scrapyards, and I do have really good contact with plenty of scrapyards around me. I can go there and just peek through their piles and all that stuff. But what I am shitty on to maintain it. Sometimes I just forget to go to the scrapyard and talk with the guys, or you know, when I visit there, just bring one pack of beer or something.
Hey, donuts! Everyone likes donuts.
Anyway, I have plenty of scrapyards surrounding me, but I lacking of visiting them because you know I doesn't have enough time to afternoon just drive around and visit everyone, check out what they have. And sometimes it's happened that I haven't been on one scrapyard for I don't know half year or something. And then when I shoot again at the same spot, and I knew actually I was assured I got my spot, I got my they know me, they know what's gonna happen when I visit there. I'm gonna buy some stuff and all that stuff. Then I see new stuff out there, and I just look around, and the people, what are you doing? Why are you walking here? Then I got to go back to the owner and renew all that shitty stuff.
I'm sure everyday Solus doesn't have to take donuts. All she has to do is flash her
eyelashes.
Flash her eyelashes.
Batter eyelashes, wiggle her hips.
That's it. Batter eyelids, not flatter eyelids. Batter eyelids.
I was going to say, welcome on board to Wannabe Scrapper, who's come up on the panel. So, Wannabe Scrapper, do you have anything you want to say before you get drowned out with us all talking?
I do. I just have a something to say and a question. A few months ago, I started a recycling corporation here in our tiny little town because, as a lot of you know, I have no scrap yard near me, or I also have nowhere to sell boards to. I have like an IBC tote full of boards that I don't even bother going through because I have nowhere to sell them. And so what I've thought of doing and spoke to a couple of different charities is buying scrap, like whatever, just scrap appliances, microwaves and stuff, not paying people out because just to cash checks is probably $2 or $3. So if somebody's bringing in, like $10 or $15 worth of stuff, I've got to spend a bunch of money on checks, giving it out to them. So what I've decided I'd like to do is every quarter write a check to the charity. Like people could drop it off and basically donate their scrap, and then I just pay by weight. But what do you pay? Like, how can you come up with a way to buy like e-waste? I have no idea.
By weight, I would say.
Yeah, that's what I've told them is by weight. But what is the like? I mean, to me, shred weight is like 6 cents a pound at our scrapyard in town. So I figured 10 cents a pound for for everything, or else they could just take it to the scrapyard and sell it there. Like,
e-waste will be tricky. Look at the price, for example, at what church you use, the board sort or whatever. Then you can get like little image what you're gonna get for what materials. If you talk about, because this is different if you get like PC or if you get like home printer.
Right.
Come on, this is huge difference between those two items, and those both qualified like e-waste, right?
Yeah. No, I understand that, but and I
where
don't
in the
know.
world are you?
Stop.
I am closer to Alaska than the rest of these states.
Right. Okay. So over here, it's a different perspective. They've got shit they want to get rid of. If you don't take it for free, they have to pay to get rid of it.
Yeah, no, I understand that, and that's the way it is here. There's a Recyclit. It's like a corporation that's all around our province that will take all e-waste for free in town. They don't pay anybody for it.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, why would somebody give it? I'm an hour and a half away. So what I was going to do is just set up a thing with the charity where I could drop my trailer off every week or something and then come in and pick it up and just bring in my scale and pay them, however much. I just don't know how much that is. For me to sell it, like, I need to sell the board sort, but I also need to be able to ship a lot of stuff because the shipping is more than I would get for, mid-grade boards.
Exactly.
So if I can load a truckload, like a 53-foot dry van load up, I've got lots of space to store that stuff. But, I just don't know how much you pay. If there's anybody out there that has any dealings with buying e-waste for, pennies.
Speaking of big loads, you can make good deal if you got truckload with memories. You can speak with Irish directly right now, right here.
Well, Irish pays top dollar for.
Something happened there. Oh, Raphael is gone. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, look at. He went as well. I don't know what happened to him.
So wannabe, you need one of the things that you need to give real close consideration to, because our friend Mike, e-waste Mike over there, I don't know, whatever side he's on there, was working with another Canadian who was going to ship a bunch of boards down to him, and ran into a little challenge because Canada considers e-waste hazmat. And so getting it across the border was going to be a significant challenge. And Mike, I don't know if that's been resolved or what the plan is there, but there might be some good information there that wannabe can talk to the person that you were dealing with to figure out how to proceed with that.
Yeah, he's still fighting with customs on that.
Oh.
Because we had it all ready to go, and they said that all they needed was a letter from me because it was coming to me, and a letter from Board Sort because that's where it was being sold. And he just had to do his export, papers. So we had everything done, ready to go, and then customs called them and said that after they did a little research that it's considered a hazardous material. So now,
I'm a trucker. That's what I've always done, and I used to haul stuff down to the south, hazardous and everything. But so I have contacts with a lot of different customs broker agencies and that. I don't know. Is that what he was using, or was he trying to do it himself?
No, he has a truck. He has his own trucks, and he was bringing in 2 semi-trailers full.
Oh, okay.
So he has his own trucking and all that shit stuff. So I haven't really got back.
I'm sorry, it's cowboy time. It's 10 to 10. I have to go to bed. Cowboy time. 10 to 10 to 10 to 10 to 10 to 10.
It's actually 2 minutes to 10. You might as well stay for the last 2 minutes because I'm going to shoot. I'm just going to shoot around.
As they used to say, you get hung for a lamb as well as a sheep.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to ask everyone, because we're about to finish up because the 2 hours is up. So I'm about to ask everyone what their plan for the week is. So, Shark Scrapper, what is your plan for the week?
So Monday is going to be another part of the series from the traffic system scrap out. So this is a really interesting, unusual piece of equipment that came out of that traffic system. Wednesday, the Patreon folks will get their video. Friday, I've got a couple of options that I'm still working on for Friday's video. And of course, during the week, there'll be shorts or other videos as the situation unfolds. And next week, we'll have another live stream on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Okay. E-Waste Mike, have you any plans for this week? Done up?
Ain't doing nothing.
Okay, so Mike is doing nothing.
I got nothing planned.
Okay. Cruiser Mac, what's your plan for the week?
Well, I'm gonna finish these guys this afternoon, and then I've got those. I gotta get the rest of this out of those other transformers. And now, thanks to Bruce, there, I'm gonna be looking on Marketplace for a cement mixer all week.
There we go. Well, wannabe scrapper, you're next in line, wannabe scrapper. So, what's your plan for the week?
Oh, I'm gonna haul gravel.
Okay.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's just from like 5 a.m. until about 6 p.m. every day. So
Short day.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
short,
yeah.
no,
Oh, wow.
short day.
Easy job, yeah.
An old half day.
yeah.
Desert Scrapper, do you want me to just move on? Yeah, okay. Mark, what's your plan?
No, I've no videos at this moment in time, but this is going in for on Tuesday.
Okay. Right, moving on to Ralph. What's your plan, Ralph?
First of all, wannabe scrapper, you're somewhat new to panels. When the stream ends, you can stay on the StreamYard and we can talk in private without the whole world watching. So don't close the StreamYard and the YouTube side when everybody says goodbye at the end, if you want to stay for a little bit of a chat.
Are you going to try and touch me?
That would be somewhat different. My arms don't extend all the way.
Hold on, I'll put you closer together.
Yeah, I've heard that story before, Reverend.
Oh, really? Stay after mass. Yeah. Right.
Anyhow, scrap it, Ralph. What else have you to say?
I am probably going to be lost in virtual reality some more during the week. This stuff that I've picked up, I need to process, and I have no plans for any videos or whatever as of yet.
What are you going to do about that rash across your head?
It's not rash; it's just an imprint. It's going to go away. At least I hope so.
Hey, Ian, he's going to pull a
It's
latex.
almost gone, but you get a little tan over it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
E45 cream. It's good for rashes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've had it in between me. No, I won't.
Ian, shut up. Tell us what your plan is for the week. What's your video about tonight?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
You, Ian.
You.
Your
Me? What? Mine's a little bit of just filling Homer action.
Where's the flux capacitor?
Exactly. Where is it?
I am not. Go on, I'll pick it up. Go on. See? Do you know how heavy this thing is?
Yes, we know.
It's heavier when you're hammered.
Don't fall.
Do you know how heavy this is? This!
Don't fall.
That's why you need to take it bits. Be later.
This will be done sometime.
In the future.
Whoa.
Careful there.
Watch for your fingers.
Watch for your toes.
Watch the toes.
So, my next video is about making space on the bench to do that.
Every video.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us before we move on to Raphael?
Me?
You.
Still your turn.
All right, okay. Well, I'm going to get bollocked when I go in because at time. But, you know.
Come on, nothing
Moving on,
new, Ian.
moving on to Raphael. Raphael, what's your plan?
Let the guy speak. Come on.
Finish.
Okay. Are you, Ian? Are you finished?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, let it be.
He's done.
Me, as usual, standard video, maybe short, and stream at weekend. That's all.
Okay, so again,
You all know when and where and all that stuff, so I don't need to say
well, I'll
that.
just tell in case there's a few new people in there that might know. There is a new guy there who was in. This guy is a new person that we haven't seen before.
Okay, then,
Red light.
then if you really ask,
Okay.
Saturday stream, Tuesday video, and Thursday short. That's it.
There we go.
Standard.
So, and as always, I give the last word to Mr. Scrapper Ralph to give us. Well, he doesn't get the last word. I get a few words afterwards. But go on.
Sorry, Ralph, I'm poking you.
That's hot.
Well,
Scrap you all later.
so thanks guys for being in, and hopefully see you all next Sunday. I'll have a video out hopefully Thursday, and keep
Oh,
on
sorry,
scrapping,
I didn't actually realise E-Waste Mike was in. Sorry, Mike.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my god. Anyhow, goodbye guys, and if you haven't already hit the like, please do on your way out, and catch you all on next week's stream. Hopefully everything going good. So bye guys, and keep safe.
See you later.